Welcome my friends, I'm going to tell you my in-depth what do I do to record videos, how long it takes me, and it's gonna be really fun. A lot of people have been wondering. Now the first things first, this is the toughest part, or not the tough, there's actually a lot of cool stuff I'm gonna share with you. Now if we're talking about war, lo and behold, what will I do? Well, I'm gonna this is the process. Now if I see attacks that I like, I try to watch as many attacks as I can during a war or during whatever. So I show a lot of replays, and if it's a process video, you know, it takes quite a bit. I gotta, you know, replay the one video. If there's a hit up on it, then replay it again. And then once that is done, after I record it, I then go into the beautiful, give me 1 second, Elgato. Now I use the Elgato with the OBS. Now I'm in OBS right now, that's why you see the quadruple screen in front of you. But yes, I do use OBS with Elgato. Now, after I push record and I see these levels down here, I have to check the levels. It goes into if you want depth right here, I gotta add properties. If I'm doing a stream, it definitely changes up a lot, quite a bit. I go into the settings mode for the stream. Here's the stream. I'm on the East Coast and there's a Twitch right there, and I set it my bit rate at 2000 just so even though I have a upload of about 12 megabytes, I like that. There's no lag there as well. So if you're curious about that, that is how I do that. Now moving onward, as far as how do I get the voice and all that good stuff. Now when I'm recording a stream, I use Voice Meter. Now you see it right here on your screen. Let's click out of there. Just so we can see the voice meter here. Now this was quite a bit to get ready and rumbling. Now in front of you, you can't really see it. I'll put it in front of the webcam. I use a blue snowball. I used to have a Yeti and it broke on me. What was that sound? Anyways, I use a blue snowball and it works great for me. And these are the settings I use here if I'm going to be using it. Now each one of these compartments here, this has kind of everything I have here as far as the voice. I got the comms if I'm having people on, and I've got music in the background and have all these levels here. I'm not going to go in depth with it, but I use the voice meter banana for you to get the job down. Now the tough part and the most longest part involves, let me get to it. So I use two programs. I use Adobe Premiere, and the Adobe Premiere is pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff indeed. And it works well, but there are times that it crashes, and so sometimes I have to use Vegas Pro. I tend to use Vegas Pro for my images, and then Adobe Premiere for my videos. So I use Adobe Premiere for the editing. We are in Adobe Premiere. This is the open screen. This is what I have to do every time. I go to open recent and then I do the Clash videos. If I'm doing more of a overlay with some extra things on top of the screen, I will do that one. But here I open up the project, and this is time going on. It takes many, many hours to edit. Now, depending on the video I do, that's the time of the edit. If it's just a standard video and I don't make mistakes when I record, because I don't write scripts for my videos. I think about them sometimes it's on the fly. Sometimes I watch replays over and over to get ideas and then execute properly. But this is what kind of has to happen here on the home front. Just kind of scrolling through here. This was a video I did, and you know, here's the edit points. All you have to do. So I drag in a big file under assembly, and then under there I drag it over, and from there I drag it into the kind of editing bay, and then I go to edit, and then I add some presets. So every video I have to click all these right here. You see it click, and I have to drag them over onto the voice itself, and from there I have to make the edits in the program. And this is where it takes a long part, especially if they're interviews. Those take a long time because there are mistakes that occur, and I have to, you know, edit them out if possible, or add music. And now if I do add the overlays, that even takes longer because I have to individually you know, put extra screens on top, do the math if it's some of those math kind of videos I've done where some time going on, and then after all this is done, I go to render it, and maybe you're bored already, but I render it. Let's get a render, and the render takes quite a while. So sometimes these edits take a very long time indeed. So long, in fact, that yeah, it's mind-boggling. Then I go to media, and then I edit these suckers down, and it takes a while. Again, this is every time I post a video, and I have to name it, and my settings are here, etc., and then it exports it, and it takes I don't know, it takes us up to 45 minutes to export. Some of these larger files takes a very, very long time. So let's close that. So now we are in Vegas Pro. This is what I use for some of my videos, but mostly the thumbnails. And the reason I do that is because it makes it easier on, well, easier for me. I've used it a lot longer. So I switch back between the images file and this, the video file. So this is what happens all the time. Look at the time spent here. Things are loading up, things are getting done. And in the meantime, what do I do as that? Well, you know, I probably have my Bose headphones on. Yes, I use the Bose headphones for the recording. Oh, these are amazing, noise canceling. Those are the ones I use. And yeah, I just kind of, it's kind of a waiting game here. It's kind of a long game. But as far as each of the images, now I'm gonna break it down for you. Maybe some of y'all have interest in this as far as how I do the thumbnails. I'm not a graphic artist, guys. Hopefully you like my thumbnails. You know, some of the big YouTubers I know, you know, they'll pay people to do graphics for them, or they're already graphic designers themselves, things like that. But look at this madness here. There's no really rhyme or reason. Well, there's kind of a rhyme or reason. These are all my images I use, and I'll of course bring in new images as things go along. But look at the time here, things loading up, just showing you exactly how it's done. But look at all my images here. So I scroll up using this, and then you know, I have all this right here. Scroll down. It probably could be more organized, but this is how I do it. And I use this middle area here to kind of do the video. So here is my Queen Walk Dragon 3-star. And you know, a lot of times, here's the hard part of coming up with a thumbnail. So I have to get a thumbnail. And then within the thumbnail, my friends, I add these, I add special effects. I use color corrector a lot. And then I also use the Gaussian blur. And the Gaussian blur, what that does, it makes it a little bit blurry. So it kind of, look, see how it makes the word stand out, or the queen stand out a little bit more. Sometimes, look at that. See how it just pops sometimes? Sometimes I'll use that. And of course, I'll have to figure out putting all, if I'm doing like a loon attack, I have to move these loons around. I have to, you know, find the best spot for them, etc., etc. And then if I want to change the font, I've got to change the font in here, or the color. Colors can be very hard to figure out what to do and what to use. And look at this, my friends, all the different font options. It's just craziness what I've got here. I use some standard ones that I like to use, but sometimes it's just hard to figure out what to use on a day-to-day basis when I'm doing a thumbnail. So it's very detailed and takes quite a bit of time to do the thumbnail. And still, mine aren't, I mean, they're good, but they're not like, you know, amazing. So yeah, I have, that's kind of how I get my images done. I kind of upload all of them here. Of course, I can upload more and save them as I go along, and try to come up with some new good ones. I've gotten some good thumbnails, right guys? Come on, give me some props. And so this is what I mainly use Vegas for. All the different text things up here I've used in the past. Look at that as well. So quite a bit going there. Now, as far as the music and the back end, when I stream, I've been using a lot of Amazon Prime for free. And then as far as the YouTube stuff here goes, now how do I upload stuff on my YouTube side? Again, this is just, maybe you have no clue or no interest in this, but I'm just showing you anyways. Here's my YouTube, and this is my channel right here. And under my channel, this is where you see kind of, this is what I see on the back end. If I get comments right there, they'll show up here. And so what I do is I go into my video manager, and then once I export it, I have to upload it. So I push this little button, it uploads a file, and then when it's uploaded, it gets showed here. So look, I have one ready to go. Here's a publish. It's going to be worked on. I still have to make the thumbnail for that. I have 2 other videos here ready to go as well. But maybe they might be already even put out by the time I put this video out. Who knows? And here are my videos, and here are the numbers, tracks on it. If you didn't know this, this is the green light says it's monetized, and it's to the public. This is what I do. I go into my community, and this is where your comments show up, and I try to respond to them as much as possible. Now, here are the analytics as far as the real time. This is what I click a lot, just trying to see how many people are watching the videos. You have the last 48 hours, you have in the last 60 minutes, it breaks it down per video I've got going. So, you know, I can kind of tell when a video is going to take off depending how well it does in the first type of go time it goes. What, that doesn't even make sense. But here are my subscribers. Again, look at this. Here's the plot line. This was during some of my update videos, and see, this is coming back to the average of around 20 subscribers. I've had some, look at these low days. Oh my goodness, not looking good. But it's a tough business out there, my friends. It's a tough, you got demographics, you got traffic sources. Now, I want to talk a little about the revenue here. Now, again, before I get into it, you might see some numbers. You know, I spend a lot of time on these videos. So, you know, like that, you know, that push trap song I wrote, that took me hours. I mean, seriously, hours and hours to edit because I had to find the footage and do the recording. Some of these Novice to Pro series, you know, they're 30 minutes long, but that is just the interview that I did with the people. That doesn't mean, you know, the intro, the hellos that you don't hear, the goodbyes you don't hear, that's not put in. All the time going to edit every single one of those, if someone's coughing, if someone cuts in and out. And then, you know, editing it and exporting it takes a long time. Again, at least on those longer ones, up to an hour to export because they're so long, you know, the files are so big, and then to upload it, it takes a while, and then I have to create a thumbnail, which, you know, sometimes I can get it in 10 minutes, sometimes it takes 30, sometimes longer. If I'm really wanting to push for a good thumbnail, it takes a long time. So as far as this revenue here, you might think, oh wow, he's making tons of money, or maybe not making anything at all, but for the amount of time I put in, I'm not making too much. So this is it. This is the real me. So at the highest point in this past month, this was the 861 here. That was when I had 95 subscribers in one day. This was one of my update videos, my speculation, whatever videos. That was the highest I got. And look, it drops down to $3, and it goes up a little bit to $6, then it comes back down to $3.25, then it goes to $7.68, then it comes back to $3.30. So, you know, the average, I don't even know. The average maybe $4 to $5, maybe $5. Someone could do the math if you really wanted to. I haven't done it. And it gives you the breakdown of the revenue as far as the past month. Looking here. So this has been the average pretty much all along the way. Again, nothing much. Now, when you think about it, this is across all my videos from when I started over almost 2 years ago. 338 just in one day. Now, yes, it's good. I mean, what does it pay for? It pays for me coming back, I guess. It pays for my wine. But if you think about it, per video I put out, you know, if I spend, you know, like the push trap, I don't know, like 6 hours on that video, doing the research, coming up with the idea and all that, you know, that's for 338 or something. That's in a day. That's not going to do anything. That's like 10 cents. It's like 10 cents an hour. So again, this is pretty much probably the average of every month. In the 130 mark. There has been higher before, but that's only if I have videos take off, and I haven't had that happen much as well. So there's the real me. And maybe you think it's a lot, maybe you don't. I don't know. Maybe things change, but I really appreciate those who support me. I'm gonna make a plug right now. If you support me, I really appreciate it. Some really good people on Patreon. Be sure to check that out. Come on Twitch. We've gotten a lot of great people. The people I can't name, I know some of them, you know, Buff and Stuff, Timmy Turner, Pugmine, James Shia, I think he's on the Patreon as well, and others that I haven't mentioned, Batman, Tilts. See, I'm gonna miss some, but I'm gonna name them anyway. Who else is there out there? I don't know, but I really appreciate it, and it keeps me going because, see, this is not gonna give me anything. I can't buy my wife anything with this. I can't give well, we don't have kids yet, but I can't get kids off this. I mean, I have another job, but I would love to do this full time, and you can tell this is. I mean, it's just a side hobby or whatever. So again, guys, that's kind of the average probably per month I get. And again, you know, the amount of time I put into it, it's not the same. So if you want to support me, that'd be great. Sure, come on over. I'll give you bases. I have you in the videos. People like I've had Timmy Turner in there. I've had many other people who supported me along the way. You can come in videos. I'll stream for you. You're on the top of the list. You know, we communicate during voice. I'll talk to you, all the good stuff. Give you bases. Actually, you get some gift cards as well if you stick around for a year and all that. But you can check that out on the Patreon or come by Twitch or what have you. But all the support really keeps me going. In fact, the other day, let me show you. I know this video is dragging out, but I don't care. You can click off anytime you want. So this Push Trap song right here. Look, 750 views. How much revenue is this? Oh, did I just unmonetize it? Oh no. Whew. I'm giving myself a heart attack. Let's look at the views here. How much money did this one video give me? Okay, it gave me 96 cents. 96 cents for, and I spent probably a good 6 hours on this video, at least, with the editing, with the writing the song, with the coming up with the idea, and I got 96 cents, not even $1. So, yeah. That's the reality I've got here, my friends. That's the reality I've got, and you know, there it is. So I really appreciate those who really helped me out. When I thought this video might take off, I thought, oh, this is a great idea. I'm super creative, and no one watches it. But that very same day, I think that's when Buff and Stuff really, and I think that was the day Buff and Stuff and Timmy Turner really stepped up and really just gave me the encouragement I needed, because they came in with some amazing donations. Seriously, just blew my mind. I was shocked, and so that sort of thing really is going to keep me going, because it's hard stuff to come up with these videos. And now I feel like I'm rambling a bit, but there's kind of the back end of what I do, my friends. So yeah, I'll have the link in the description of what I use, but you kind of got the gist of it as far as the technical side, and you got to see kind of how I do it as well. And my friends, please, if you like this video, I don't even know, you probably don't even want to share it because it's kind of boring. No, it's not boring, but it's just long, or just kind of the back end, so you're probably going to always have, I'm just rambling now, guys. But my friends, I appreciate you watching, taking the time to see it. If you have questions, anything I missed out, I probably missed out on a bunch of things and not showing you different aspects of how I record. So just ask those questions and I can respond, my friends, and I can respond. And I appreciate it, and thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Please come back for more in the future, and as always, Halo out.